And we welcome you to the 86th Annual NBC World Series powered by Evergy. This is Frank Martinez. I will be your play-by-play announcer for tonight's game. We have a great one here tonight as we have the Hays, Kansas Larks who come in with a 2-0 record, and they will be facing the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs will be the home team, and they come in with a 1-0 record. First of all, for the Hays Larks, the Hays Larks come out of the Rocky Mountain baseball. They were the league champions. Larks making their 19th appearance here at the NBC World Series after going 2-2 and 14th place in 2019. The Hays has 4 runner-up finishes, one in 1995 for a total of 5 to go with 3 third-place finishes and 3 more 4th and 5th place awards. The Larks were granted an at-large bid. They won the Rocky Mountain Baseball League title. The city of Hays has a long-standing of baseball history. Records show that the games were played as early as 1869. As a team of soldiers from Fort Hays challenged the Hays town team to a game. The Larks have had their share of marquee names like Jim Ledritz in 1985, Lance Berkman, 1995, Albert Pujols, 1999, Jack Wilson in 1996. Several other have gone on to play in the major leagues. And they will be facing the Cheney Diamond Dogs. Was taking a break here thinking they were going to do National Anthem. We're going to go ahead and do the starting lineups first of all for the Hays Larks. Leading off and playing center field will be number 8, Leo Jeminian. Batting second, the shortstop number 3, Matt Cavanaugh. Batting third and DHing will be number 16, Wyatt Divas. Batting fourth and playing third base will be number 17, Cam Fearson. Batting fifth and playing first base will be number 29, Corbin Truslow. Batting sixth and playing left field will be number 30, Brendan Van Brusigan. Batting seventh and playing right field will be number 33, Dylan Dryling. Batting eighth and playing second base, number 1, Cruz Aranda. Batting ninth and catching, number 22, Gus Freeman. And pitching tonight will be number 19, Rusty Hays. Now we're going to take a small break here for our national anthem. And we welcome you back here to X Stadium on the campus of Wichita State University for the 86th Annual NBC World Series, powered by Evergy. We just finished up letting you know what the starting lineups were for Hayes. The Hayes coach, head coach is Frank Leo. It's assisted by Keith Harper and Bryce Bumward. And now here's the starting lineup for the home team, the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs. Leading off and playing center field will be number 7, Kyler Castillo. Batting second and playing second base will be number 2, George Speck. Batting third and playing third base will be number 9, Jackson Glenn. Batting fourth and playing first base, number 25, Lincoln Andrews. Batting fifth and DHing, number 44, Davis Sims. Batting sixth and playing right field will be number 99, Lenny Ashby. Batting seventh and catching will be number 34, Brett McGee. Batting eighth and playing shortstop will be number 5, Andrew Stewart. Batting ninth and playing left field will be number 10, Ed Scott. And pitching for the Diamond Dogs will be number 21, Chandler Arno. The head coach for the Diamond Dogs is Pat Hahn, assisted by Mike Quick, Mark Poole, Mark Carvalho, Trey Frederick, and Hunter Douglas. Our officials or umpires here for tonight's game. Behind home plate will be Mark Wagers. At first base, Ben Harlow. And at third base will be Mike Lentz. Cheney Diamond Dogs advanced here in the 2020 NBC World Series, powered by Evergy, with a 5-3 victory over the Colorado Cyclones on Tuesday here at X Stadium. Andrew Stewart led the Diamond Dogs with 2 hits in 3 at-bat, while Blake Matting came up with 3 hits and 2 RBIs for the Cyclones. The Diamond Dogs struck first in the bottom of the third inning following 2 singles, scoring 2 runs off a sacrifice fly by Corrigan Barlett. A bases loaded hit by pitch allowed the Cyclones to score a run in the top of the 4th inning, but the Diamond Dogs scored 3 more runs in the bottom of the 6th to extend the lead to 5-1. The Cyclones managed to score just 2 more runs in the top of the 8th inning, but the Diamond Dogs forced a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 9th to seal the victory. The first batter that Chandler Arno will be facing is center fielder number 8, Leo Jeminian. The first pitch to him is strike 1, so the count goes no balls and 1 strike. As we are underway here, it's now 6 o'clock here in Wichita. That one fouled off, and the count goes no balls and 2 strikes. Once again, we welcome you all to this game between the Cheney Diamond Dogs and the Hayes Larks. That ball hit to the shortstop. Shortstop Stewart goes over to the first base, Andrews, for out number 1. So a 6-3 put out for the first out as we are underway now. That will bring up the shortstop number 3, Matt Cavanaugh. Cavanaugh is a right-handed batter. He is from Keller, Texas. The first pitch to him is called strike 1. He's a 5'11", 180-pounder, sophomore out of UT Arlington. That one fouled off there by Cavanaugh as the count goes no balls and 2 strikes. 1 down here in the top half of the first inning as we're just underway. Here's the pitch. That one misses outside for ball 1. Count will now go to 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Matt Cavanaugh, who's playing shortstop here this evening. Call strike 3 on the outside corner, and that is the second out of the inning. That is the first strikeout recorded by Chandler Arnold. That will bring up the designated hitter, number 16, Wyatt Divis. Divis batting from the left side. First pitch is fouled off to the left side. Divis is from Lincoln, Nebraska, 5'10", 190-pounder. UT Arlington, where he's a senior. And here's the pitch. That one missing high for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Divis. That one missing for ball 2, so the count now goes to 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 down here in the top half of the first. That one is fouled off by Divis, and that will even up the count now at 2-2. It is a cool 80 degrees here in Wichita. It's 68% humidity, and we have a south to southeast wind at about 13 miles an hour from right field to left. That one missing for ball 3. So the count will go full now at 3-2. Chandler Arno on the mound for the Diamond Dogs. There's a pitch that's going to be fouled off to the left-hand side. That's going to be out of play. Will be in the bullpen there of the Dogs. The Cheney Diamond Dogs are wearing black jerseys with stripes on their shoulders, white pants, got white front on their hats and black on their rear end of the hats. That one's a ball 4, so Divis will be on with a base on balls. That will bring up the third baseman, number 17, Cam Pearson. And the Hayes Kansas Larks are wearing their blue jerseys here today with white lettering. Red trims on their sleeves. That one is fouled off to the right-hand side into the stands area. As the count goes, no balls, 1 strike. With white pants, they do have their red hats on today with blue bills. Here's the pitch by Arnold. That one also fouled off. Back into the seating section as the count goes, no balls and 2 strikes. Runner on at first base as Divis walked. That was a swing and a miss there by Pearson as he goes down swinging for out number 3. And that is Arnold's second strikeout recorded here in the ball game. The top half of the first inning for the Hayes Larks, they scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. As we go to the bottom half of the first inning, due up for the Cheney Diamond Dogs will be the center fielder, number 7, Kyler Castillo. He'll be followed by Speck and Glenn in the hole. Defensively, for the Hayes Larks at first base, we got number 29, Truslow. Second baseman will be number 1, Aranda. The shortstop, number 3, Cavanaugh. Third baseman, number 17, Pearson. Left fielder will be number 30, Van Sagan. Center fielder will be number 8, Jeminian. Right fielder, number 33, Dreiling. Catcher, number 22, Freeman. And pitching for the Hayes Larks will be number 19, Rustin Hayes. Again, their coach is Frank Leal, the fixture here at the NBC World Series. We're about ready to get underway here on the bottom half of the first inning. Due up for the Diamond Dogs, the center fielder, number 7, Kyler Castillo. Castillo will be batting from the right side. His hometown is Middleton, Texas, where he's a 6-foot, 200-pounder. We're a junior out of the University of New Mexico. And Rustin Hayes is now ready to get to work. First pitch misses for ball 1. That one missing outside for ball 2. So 2-0 now the count to Castillo. Castillo playing center field here this evening for the Cheney Diamond Dogs. And here's Hayes' pitch. That one also missing outside. That was a breaking ball at 70 miles an hour. So the count goes to 3 balls and no strikes. And Castillo squares around the bunt, takes that one for call, strike 1. That one also hit in the corner. That one at 72 miles an hour. So the count goes full now at 3-2. And here's Hayes' 3-2 pitch. Great pitch there by Hayes as he threw a little floater there at 74 miles an hour. Hits the outside corner. Castillo goes down looking for out number 1. And that is the first strikeout recorded by Hayes. That will bring up the second baseman, number 2, George Speck. Speck is a switch hitter. He is from Shawnee, Kansas, 6 foot, 185 pounders, sophomore out of Dallas Baptist University. And here's Hayes' first pitch to him. That one missing high and inside for ball 1. Ball hit hard down the first base side, but it's going to go foul as that ball goes into the Larks bullpen. And that will even up the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike. We have one down here in the bottom half of the first inning, as the Cheney Diamond Dogs are the home team here tonight. Ball hit hard to the second baseman. Second baseman, nice diving stop there by Aranda. He goes over to first to Truslow for out number 2. So a 4-3 play as Aranda dove for that going to his left, was able to come up with it, and went to first for the second out. So a 4-3 put out. That will bring up the third baseman, number 9, Jackson Glenn. Glenn bats from the right-hand side. He comes from Cedar Hill, Texas, 5'11", 210 pounders, where he's a senior out of Dallas Baptist University. First pitch was ball 1 to Glenn, as we have 2 down now here in the bottom half of the first inning. No score so far. If you're just joining us, we welcome you to the telecast in the 86th Annual NBC World Series. That one fouled off there by Glenn. That will take the count now to 1 ball, 1 strike, powered by Everjabe. And here's Hayes' 1-1 pitch. That one in there for call, strike 2. So the count now goes 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jackson Glenn. Swing and a miss there by Glenn as he goes down swinging for out number 3. And that is the second strikeout recorded by Rustin Hayes. And the bottom half of the first inning for the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs. They scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're going to go to the top half of the second inning. Due up for the Hayes Larks. We'll have the first baseman, number 29, Corbin Truslow. Van Brusingen will be on deck, and Dreiling in the hole. By the way, we'd like to thank MedZone as the official hand sanitizer of the 86th NBC World Series. MedZone proud to be the official live stream partner of the NBC World Series, powered by Evergy. Now up for the Hayes Larks, first baseman number 29, Corbin Truslow. First pitch misses for ball one. Count will even up now at 1 ball, 1 strike. Chandler Arnold now ready to go on his 1-1 pitch. That one hit right back to the second baseman. That's Speck. Speck goes over to the first base. Andrews for out number 1. So a 4-3 put out for the first out here in the top half of the second inning. And that will bring up the left fielder, number 30, Brendan Van Brusingen. Ball hit up the middle. That's going to be a base hit there for Van Brusingen. So he records the first hit of the ball game for either team. And that will bring up the right fielder, number 33, Dylan Dryling. Dryling bats from the left side. He comes from Hays, Kansas, a 6-foot, 185-pounder. He's from Hays High School. 2 balls, no strikes now to Dryling. There's fouled off there by Dryling. The count will now go to 2 balls and 1 strike. And here's Arno's 2-1 pitch. That one missing outside for ball 3. So count goes down 3 balls and 1 strike to Dryling. As we have 1 down here in the top half of the second inning. We have a runner on at first base with 1 down and no score yet so far. That one fouled off by Dryling to the third base side. Going back is Van Brusingen. Arnold's pitch. That one hit to the left side. That's going to be foul. The winner of this game will move on and play on Saturday. There'll be one of 2 teams that left undefeated. And this ball also hit to the third base side. Going to be out of play as it reaches the Dawgs bullpen. So the count stays full now at 3-2 to Dylan Dryling. Dryling hanging tough up there at the plate. That one also fouled off. So we stay at 3 balls, 2 strikes. We have Anders at first base, Beck at second. Stewart is your shortstop. Glenn at third base. Scott is your left fielder. There's a hard hit ball to Speck at second. Goes to Stewart for the force out, and then he throws over to Anders for the double play. So it's going to be a 4-6, 4-6-3 double play, and that will end the inning. So the top half of the second inning for the Hays Larks. They scored no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 1.5 innings of play, we have no score. The Hays Lark come into this ball game 2-0 as they defeated the Kansas City All-Stars 10-0 on Monday. Then they played again on Tuesday, and they beat the Texas Long Stars 5-3. The Cheney Diamond Dogs did not play until Tuesday. They were one of two teams that got a bye. Actually, three teams that got a bye. It was Cheney Diamond Dogs, Santa Barbara, California Foresters, and then the Hutchinson Monarchs. The Cheney Diamond Dogs defeated the Colorado Cyclones 5-3, and they are 1-0. So due up here for the Dogs will be the first baseman, number 25, Lincoln Andrews. Lincoln Andrews is a left-handed batter. Did not play with the Diamond Dogs this year. He played with the Newton Rebels. Had a great season there for the Rebels. Was picked up here by the Diamond Dogs. Matter of fact, he was chosen most valuable player on the Newton Rebels roster. The Carl Hodges Award was presented to Lincoln Andrews this year. That one count now is 1-1 now to Lincoln Andrews. Andrews comes from Canyon City, Colorado. 6'4", 225 pounders. Freshman out of Southeast Missouri State University. We join all of you that are joining us here to YouTube. Hope you enjoy the action. We have a great crew here that's telecasting it for you. Count goes 2-2 now to Lincoln Andrews. And here's Hayes' pitch. Swing and a miss there by Andrews as he goes down for out number 1. So that is the first out of the inning. That is the third strikeout recorded by Rustin Hayes. And that will bring up the designated hitter, number 44, Davis Sims. Sims will be batting from the right side. He is from Kentucky, 6'4", 240 pounder. He's a senior out of Western Kentucky University. First pitch misses for ball 1. And here's Hayes' pitch. Swing and a miss there by Sims. And now we'll even up the count now at 1-1. That one lifted to the right fielder. Right fielder Dreiling makes the catch. For out number 2. Now batting the right fielder, number 99, Lenny Ashby. Ashby bats from the left side. He's from Aruba. 5'7", 190 pounder. Freshman out of Odessa College. Count is 2 balls. That one misses inside for ball 3. 3-0 now the count to Ashby. We do have 2 down here in the bottom half of the second inning. There's a pitch right across the letters for call strike 1. And that one misses outside for ball 4. So Ashby will be on with a base on balls. That is the first base on balls given up there by Hayes. And it will bring up the catcher number 34, Brett McGee. McGee batting from the left side. Comes from Texas, Pittsburgh, Texas, that is. 5'11", 195-pounder, where he's a sophomore out of the Southern Arkansas University. That one over at 70 miles an hour, misses high for ball one. Throw over to first base and Ashby's back in safely. Count goes to 1-1 now to Brett McGee. As we are in the bottom half of the second inning with no score. That ball hit hard to the shortstop. And he gets a force out there at second base. For the third out. Bottom half of the second inning for the Diamond Dogs. They scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and one left on base. At the end of 2 innings of play, we have no score. We're going to be going to the top half of the third inning. Due up for the Hayes Larks will be the second baseman, number 1, Cruz Aranda. He'll be followed by Freeman and Jermaine. Coming in for his third inning of work will be
Let me guess, business owner. You're working at least 50, if not 80 hours a week, working nights and weekends just to meet up with the man. And I bet you're frustrated with the people that you hire. I totally get it. I've worked those 80-hour weeks, and multiple times I've had to fire my whole staff. Within a short amount of time, I stepped out of the daily operations of my real estate investing business. Do you know how hard that is to step out of a demanding flipping business? But I no longer have to meet with buyers, sellers, contractors, tenants, realtors, and I don't even go to
All right, we welcome you back now. As we go to the top half of the third inning for the Hayes Larks, leading off will be the second baseman, number 1, Cruz Aranda. Aranda bats right-handed. He is from Salina, Kansas, a 5'10", 175-pounder, where he's a junior from Pittsburgh State. And here's Arnold's pitch. That one calls strike 1 to Aranda. Arnold's fastball at 92 miles an hour there misses low and outside for ball 1. That will even up the count now at 1-1 strike. Breaking ball outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Aranda, who's second baseman here this evening. That ball is fouled off to the right-hand side over the first base dugout. And that will even up the count now at 2-2. As we are in the top half of the third inning, no score yet so far. If you're just now joining us, we welcome you to the telecast. That one in there for call strike 3. A 91-mile-an-hour fastball by Arno, as he records the first out here in the top half of the third inning. That is the third strikeout recorded by Arno. And that will bring up the catcher, number 22, Gus Freeman. Freeman bats from the right-hand side. He is from Leawood, Kansas, a 6-foot, 190-pounder, freshman out of Cali County Community College. That ball lifted into the left field. Left field Scott goes towards the line, makes the catch for out number 2. We'll bring up the center fielder, number 8, Leo Geminian. Cheney has appeared in 2 ball games. Had been up to bat 9 times, now 10 times, as he's recorded 1 hit. 2-0 now the count. There's ball lifted into left center field. The left fielder Scott moving to his left and able to get under it, makes the catch for out number 3. So fly out there to left field for the 3rd out. And the top half of the 3rd inning for the Hayes Larks. They scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 2.5 innings of play, we have no score. As we go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning for the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs due up will be the shortstop number 5, Andrew Stewart. He'll be followed by Scott and Castillo in the hole. And our live chat is going, so if you'd like to make a comment, just like Janice Cox. She said she wants to say hi to her brother, Lenny Ashby from Aruba. They're watching and cheering him on. We welcome you to the telecast. We hope you enjoy it. I can't wave at him. That's the only thing I can do is wave at him, but cannot say hi to him, but I'm sure he knows that you're thinking about him. As we go to the bottom half of the 3rd, Andrew Stewart will be the batter for the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs. Just a gorgeous evening here today in Wichita. Wind looks like it's picking up just a little bit. Once the game started, it was about 12 to 13 miles an hour out of the south-southeast, which means it's blowing towards left field. So anything up towards left field may get caught in that 13 mile an hour and be lifted out of the ballpark. So Andrew Stewart now up. Stewart batting from the right-hand side. That one is fouled off by Stewart. He comes from Lawrence, Kansas, a 5'10", 165-pounder, where he is a sophomore here at Wichita State University. We have a lot of Division I players here this year. That one misses outside, and that was a breaking ball at 70 miles an hour by Hayes. And the count will even up now at 1 ball, 1 strike. That one missing low and outside for ball 2. I'd like to welcome Grant Jones, who says he's watching, and he says, "Let's go Dogs." That one hit to the right-hand side. That's going to be a base hit by Stewart as he lifts that ball between the first baseman and the second baseman. So Stewart records the first hit of the ball game for the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs, and only the second hit here of the ball game by both teams. That will bring up the left fielder number 10, Ed Scott. Scott is a switch hitter. He does. Hayes did go over to first base and safely is Stewart. Scott is a switch hitter from Manhattan, Kansas, 5'10", 185 pounders, where he's a sophomore from Fort Hays State University. That pitch misses outside for ball 1. Good job there by Truslow. Christian Freeman. Yeah, don't sure. I think depend on point streak. They've got the positions all wrong. Swing and a miss there, but hustling down. That's going to get thrown out there is Stewart. Good toss there by the catcher, Gus Freeman. Recovering was the shortstop, Kavanaugh. So now we have one down as Stewart was caught trying to steal. 2-6 is the play on your books for the first out. And the count is 1-1 now to Ed Scott. And here's Hayes' pitch. That one misses inside for ball 2. Nobody on base now. That one misses low and inside for ball 3. 3-1 now the count to Ed Scott. As we have no score here in the bottom half of the third inning. Call strike by home plate umpire. Scott thought that was ball 4. He had already threw the bat down and was getting ready to take his protective gear on his right arm. Had to go back and pick up the bat, and now he's back in the batter's box, ready to go on a 3-2 count here. That one misses inside, and that gives away from the catcher, Freeman. But Scott stops at first base on a base on balls. And that will bring up the center fielder, number 7, Kyler Castillo. Castillo came into this ball game at batting .250. He did strike out his first time up here, so he's 0 for 1. That one right across the knees for call strike 1 by Rustin Hayes. As we do have runner on at first base with one down here in the bottom half of the third inning. No score yet so far. There was a throw down to first base. Scott in safely. Now here's Hayes' 0-1 pitch. Actually, I think he may be stepping off here. Yes, he does. He's taking a little bit longer than normal, and indications were that he was going to be stepping off or some timeout was going to be called, which it was. There's a pitch just misses outside. So that will even up the count now at 1-1 now to Kyler Castillo. And Hayes ready to go. Here's the throw. Right down the left side there of home plate. Thought it might hit it, but just missed. As that takes the count now to 2-1. The ball looked like it was breaking, then all of a sudden just straightened out. That ball's hit foul into the stands. Somebody will get a souvenir. And that will take the count now to 2-2. Runner on at first base as Scott walked. With one down now. Here in the bottom half third. No score so far if you're just now joining us. That one fouled off there by Castillo. Throw over to first base. In safely. Count 2-2 now to Kyler Castillo. And here's Hayes' pitch. That one lifted into right field. The right fielder, Dreiling, moving to his left, making the catch for out number 2. Scott had nowhere to go, so he's back at first base. Now we have 2 down, and that will bring up the second baseman, number 2, George Speck. Speck grounded out to the second baseman his first time up. Throw over to first base. And safely is Scott. Those tosses from Hayes are just like reminders that I have not forgotten about you, not actually trying to get him, it looks like. Hayes' pitch misses outside for ball one now to George Speck. There's another toss over to first base again. That one will take the count now to 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball is fouled off to the first base side. So that takes the count now to 1 ball, 2 strikes, and heading back to first base will be Ed Scott. As we do have a runner on at first base with 2 down here in the bottom half of the third. No score. And Rustin Hayes ready to go. And here's his 1-2 pitch. That one misses high. There goes Scott to second base. But no throw there by the catcher, Freeman. So we have a stolen base now by Ed Scott. He'll be standing at second base as the count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Speck. That one misses high. Freeman had no chance to get Scott. There's a ball lifted into right field. The right fielder, center fielder cuts in front of him. That's Jeminian. Makes the catch for out number 3. So fly out there to center field for the third out. The bottom half of the third inning for the Cheney and Kansas Diamond Dogs. They score no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. At the end of 3 innings of play, we have no score. Once again, we'd like to thank MedZones, the official hand sanitizer of the 86 NBC World Series. MedZone, proud to be the official live stream partner of the NBC World Series, powered by Evergy. Thank you so much for sponsoring this NBC World Series. Due up here in the top half of the 4th inning, we'll have the shortstop, number 3, Matt Cavanaugh. Divis will be on deck, and Pearson will be in the hole. So far there for Chandler Arnold, as he is starting his 4th inning of work now. So far he has faced 10 batters, has given up 1 hit, 1 base on balls, and has recorded 3 strikeouts. So good pitching duel here by both Arno and Hayes. And I'll give you Hayes' numbers once he gets ready to get started in the bottom half of the 4th. So Matt Cavanaugh now coming up to bat. And here's Arnold's pitch. That one missing for ball 1. Cavanaugh struck out his first time up as he made the second out of the inning. That one in there for call strike 1 at 91-mile-an-hour fastball there by Arnold. And here's Arnold's pitch. Another fastball swing and a miss there by Cavanaugh. That was at 92-mile-an-hour fastball. And the count will now go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one is fouled off by Cavanaugh. As the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just missing outside. That will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one fouled off by Kavanaugh. Up into the sky boxes. That sky box happens to be empty. There is people to the left of it and people to the right, but nobody in that area. Now somebody's getting up to go grab that ball. That one fouled off to the third base side as the count still at 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Matt Kavanaugh, who's playing shortstop this evening for the Hayes Larks. That one fouled off to the right-hand side. The first baseman, Andrews, is going to get under it, makes the catch for out number 1. We'll bring up the designated hitter, number 16, Wyatt Divis. Divis reached on a base on balls his first time up and was left stranded at first base. Ball lifted to the third base side, and it's going to be out of play as that goes over the Diamond Dogs bullpen. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. That one in there for call strike 2. That one a 92-mile-an-hour fastball by Arnold, right across the knees, as the count now goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on base here in the top half of the 4th. That one lifted to the third base side. Third baseman Glenn moving back, gets under it, makes the catch for out number 2. Good play there by Glenn as he kept backpedaling, and finally got under it. So that is now the second out here in the top half of the 4th inning. And it will bring up the third baseman, number 17, Cam Pearson. First pitch to Pearson misses outside for ball 1. That one fouled off to the right-hand side. That's going to be out of play. And that goes over the Larks bullpen. Two down here in the top half of the 4th inning. No score yet so far. That one fouled off by Pearson. And here's Arnold's pitch. That one misses outside, so that will even up the count now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fastball at 93 miles an hour, the fastest we have seen here tonight by Chandler Arnold. Misses for ball 3. So full count now to Cam Pearson, and here's Arnold's pitch. That one is hit to the right-hand side. That may be in for extra bases. That goes down the right field line. The right fielder Ashby finally gets it and throws it in, but not before Cam Pearson ends up at second base. Boy, he had to put on the brakes there as he rounded second base, and the coach Frank Leo put his hands up to hold him up, and he had to really step on the brakes there so he wouldn't go any further, as the ball was right on the grass area around second base and right field. So a double there by Cam Pearson as he records his first hit of the game, and that will bring up the first baseman, number 29, Corbin Truslow. Runner at second with 2 down, and here's the pitch. That one is fouled off there by Truslow. I'd like to say hi to Lance Geyer, who says, "Let's go Larks." Stacy Zogelman. Heather Reuter cheering on her brother's team from Kansas City, says go Hayes. And we got a comment for the umpires by Thunder Digest. Gary Good says go Larks. His count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That one is fouled off there by Truslow. And the count will now go to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Corbin Truslow up there. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses at 75 miles an hour there. And that will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 down here in the top half of the 4th inning, but there is a runner on at second base as Pearson hit a double. Only the second hit of the ball game for Hayes. There's a hard hit ball into right center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit, and that's going to score a run as Pearson comes around third and crosses home plate. And Corbin Truslow records a base hit and an RBI. The score now is 1-0 in favor of the Hayes Larks. Bring up the left fielder, number 30, Brendan Van Brussiguen. So 1-0, great battle there by Corbin Truslow. He won that battle as he drove one into right field. First pitch is called strike 1 to Van Brussiguen. Van Brussiguen get a base hit his first time up. Then he was hit into a double play, ending double play that is. Ball way outside there by Arnold. Great job there by McGee to get his body in front of that so Truslow could not advance. And here's Arnold's pitch. That one hit to the left-hand side, but is going to be fouled. As the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-0 is the score, as the Hayes Larks just scored a run here in the top half of the 4th inning. And here's Arnold's pitch. That one hit right back up the middle, right past Arnold's glove as he tried to scoop that up, backhanded basically. But that was hit so hard that Van Brussiguen is now on with his second hit of the ball game. And Truslow will move to second base. And that will bring up the right fielder, number 33, Dylan Dreiling. Dreiling hit into a double play, a 4-6, 4-6-3 double play. His last time up. So he's 0 for 1 here tonight. That one is fouled off into the stands. That will be a souvenir for somebody. An NBC souvenir. How about that? 86th annual NBC World Series powered by Evergy. That ball hit up the second baseman. Second baseman Speck goes unassisted at second base for the force out. And the third out of the inning. But not before. Here in the top half of the 4th inning, the Hayes Larks score 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. At the end of 3.5 innings of play, it is the Hayes Kansas Larks 1 and the Cheney Kansas Diamond Dogs 0. As we head down to the bottom half of the 4th inning, due up for the Diamond Dogs will be the third baseman, number 9, Jackson Glenn. Andrews on deck, and Sims in the hole. And so far for Hayes, he has gone 3 innings, has given up 1 hit. No runs, no earned runs, no 2 base on balls, 3 strikeouts, as he has faced 11 batters. So we're in a pitcher's duel here tonight, which is great to see. Once again, now due up the third baseman, number 9, Jackson Glenn. Glenn struck out his last time up. Glenn came into the ball game batting .333 as he was 1 for 3 the first game up. He did have 1 RBI, 1 walk, and he had 2 stolen bases in the ball game. That one hit in the outside corner. That will even up the count. Now we had 1 ball, 1 strike now to Jackson Glenn. As we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning, 1-0 to score in favor of the Hayes Larks. That one a breaking ball at 72 miles an hour, misses outside for ball 2. And here's the 2-1 pitch there by Hayes. That one fouled off by Jackson Glenn, and that will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one missing low for ball 3. And the count will go full now to Glenn. We have 3:30 down the lines. That one misses for ball 4 as Glenn will take his base on a base on balls. And that will bring up the first baseman, number 25, Lincoln Andrews. 3:30 down the lines. 375 in the gaps and 390 in center field. Beautiful stadium here on the campus of Wichita State University. It is artificial turf all the way around. Breaking ball there at 69 miles an hour is called strike 1. Lincoln Andrews is the batter. He struck out his first time up. So he's 0 for 1. Here's Hayes' pitch. Andrews lays down a bunt. Great bunt there by Andrews, but not going to be able to beat it out, and sacrificing Jackson Glenn over to second base is Lincoln Andrews. And that will bring up the designated hitter, number 44, Davis Sims. So a 5-3 put out for the first out. Davis Sims flew out to right field his first time out. That one missing outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes now to the designated hitter, Davis Sims. As there is now a runner in scoring position. That ball lifted into left center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Rounding third base is Glenn. He will score, and Davis Sims records his first hit of the game and an RBI. And just like that, the game is all tied up now at 1 apiece. Very important that all players do their job, and that's exactly what Lincoln Andrews did as he sacrificed Glenn over, put him in scoring position, and then Sims did his job and got that base hit to score Glenn from second base. Now up the right fielder, number 99, Lenny Ashby. Ball hit to the right-hand side and goes foul. As the count goes, no balls, 1 strike now to Ashby. We have a runner on at first base with 1 down here in the bottom half of the 4th. That's a Breaking ball at 73 miles an hour stays up high as the count now goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Coop says, "Go Larks" from Arizona. We welcome you to the broadcast. There's a hard hit ball into right center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Stopping at second base will be Davis Sims. And Ashby records his first hit of the ball game as we have back-to-back singles by the Cheney Diamond Dogs. That will bring up the catcher number 34, Brett McGee. Now the catcher for the Hayes Larks goes out to talk to Hayes. And we're ready to go. Brett McGee up, batting from the left-hand side. First pitch to McGee is in there for call strike 1. That one lifted over the right fielder's head. He's running back, finally gets the ball at the warning track, and tagging up from second base will be Davis Sims. That ball was hit hard there by Brett McGee, and that took the right fielder, Dylan Dreiling, clear the warning track, where he finally caught up with and made the catch, but Sims did tag up and go to third base on the play. So now we have 2 down. And that will bring up the shortstop, number 5, Andrew Stewart. Stewart recorded a base hit his first time up. Then he was thrown out at second base trying to steal. So now there's runners on the corner at first and third with 2 down. Score tied up at 1 apiece. A swing and a miss there by Stewart. And the count goes no balls and 1 strike. Stewart came in batting .667 before the ball game. Swing and a miss there by Stewart, as he had been up to bat 3 times and had 2 hits, scored 1 run, 1 RBI, struck out once, and he did have 1 error in that ball game. That one misses outside for ball 1. Count should be 1 ball, 2 strikes now. That one just misses outside. So that will now take the count now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 now the count. Runners on at first and third with 2 down. Score tied up at 1 apiece. And here's Hayes' pitch. Ball hit lifted into the right-hand side. And the second baseman, Aranda, gets under it and makes the catch for out number 3. So fly out there to the second baseman for the third out. Not before the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs score 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. At the end of 4 innings of play, the score tied up at 1 apiece. And due up for the Hayes Larks, we'll have second baseman number 1, Cruz Aranda. He'll be followed by Freeman and Jeminian. And Chandler Arno coming out for his 5th inning of work. So far, Arno has gone 4 innings, given up 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 base on balls, 3 strikeouts as he has faced 16 batters. The fastest I've seen him throw here tonight is 93 miles an hour. So he's got a pretty good fastball. Breaking balls in the mid-70s. So due up for the Hayes will be the second baseman, number 1, Cruz Aranda. Aranda struck out his first time up. He came in batting .500 here to the ball game, as he had been up to bat 8 times, had 4 hits, had scored 3 runs, had 1 triple, 1 RBI, 2 base on balls, had recorded 3 strikeouts. And the first pitch is strike 1 there to Aranda. Oh, and 2 now the count to Cruz Aranda. It's Chandler Arno ready to go. That's the fastball. Actually, that was a breaking ball at 76 miles an hour, and Aranda was able to fight it off, as that was almost at his handles. Count stays no balls, 2 strikes. Ball was fouled off once again by Aranda. And somebody making a nice catch down in the stands. The wife approved of that catch. She pats him on the back. And here's the pitch by Arno. That one misses high for ball 1. So the count 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Cruz Aranda, who's playing second base this evening for the Hayes Larks. Here's Arnold's pitch. A swing and a miss there by Aranda as he goes down swinging. That's the second time he's struck out here tonight. That's the first out of the inning here in the top half of the 5th. And that is the 4th strikeout recorded by Chandler Arno. Due up now is the catcher, number 22, Gus Freeman. That one missing low for ball 1. We'd like to wish or welcome Russell Glenn. Says go Dawgs from Texas. Also Lori Truslow says go Larks. She's also from Texas. We hope you enjoy the telecast. That one hit to the right-hand side. That's going to fall in. Looks like he did. The right fielder did not play that very well, as he started charging that ball. That was Ashby. Then all of a sudden just stopped and let it bounce in front of him, but then the ball took a big bounce over his head, and so Freeman ends up at second base. And we'll see what the official score is. Official score says a double. That was just misplayed there by the right fielder. That brings up the center fielder, number 8, Leo Jeminian. Jeminian tried to bunt that one and fouled it off for strike 1, I should say. So the count is no balls, 1 strike, as Gus Freeman is standing on at second base with 1 down. There's a fastball at 88 miles an hour there by Arno. And the count now is no balls and 2 strikes. That seemed to fire Chandler Arno up a little bit there. And here's the pitch. That's another fastball hit to the third baseman, scooped up by the third baseman. Jackson Glenn goes over to Andrews at first base for out number 2. Good play there by the third baseman, Jackson Glenn, as he stayed in front of it and made a nice scoop and threw that ball over to Lincoln Andrews at first base. So it's a 5-3 put out for the second out, and that will bring up the shortstop, number 3, Matt Cavanaugh. Runner on at second base with 2 down here in the top half of the 5th. Score tied up at 1 apiece. And here's Arnold's pitch. That one misses high for ball 1. Fastball at 89 miles an hour. So 1 ball, no strikes now to Cavanaugh. And here's Arnold's pitch. Another fastball, 89 miles an hour, and that was a swing and a miss there by Cavanaugh, as the count now will even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Breaking ball this time at 74 miles an hour. That was fouled off by Kavanaugh. That one misses outside. And the count now should be 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. That one fouled off by Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh struck out his first time up, and then he flew out to the first baseman as Lincoln Andrews moved to his left and made that catch. He made the first out in the 4th inning. And Chandler Arnold ready to go. Here's his toss. That one hit to the third baseman. Third baseman Glenn moves to his left, goes across to Andrews for the third out. A good job there by Glenn. And Andrews really had to stretch out to make that catch at first base. So it is a 5-3 put out for the third out. The top out the 5th inning for the Hayes Larks. They scored no runs on one hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. That double there by Gus Freeman as he was left stranded. So the top, after 4.5 innings of play, the score is still tied up at 1 apiece as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Due up for the Cheney Diamond Dogs, we'll have the left fielder number 10, Ed Scott, Castillo on deck, and Speck in the hole. Great ball game here so far. And we'd like to welcome Stephanie Walsh. Says, "Go Larks" from Colorado. We hope you enjoy the telecast. And good luck to your team. Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs versus the Hayes, Kansas Larks here tonight. Then we have another great game tonight as the Santa Barbara, California Forsters will be taking on the Liberal, Kansas BJs at 8:30. I'll have the call on that game also. We're ready to go here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Once again, the score tied up at 1 apiece. Due up for the Diamond Dogs is the left fielder number 10, Ed Scott. We may have a We got some position changes here coming up. We'll try to get those for you. I believe shortstop has now moved to third base. Shortstop was Kavanaugh. We'll see how they put it here on Point Street. First pitch is, second pitch now is count as 2 balls, no strikes now to Ed Scott here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. That one in there for call, strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Ed Scott as we are in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Score tied up at 1 apiece. And here's Hayes' pitch. Ball hit hard down the right field line. That's going to be foul as that goes into the Hayes bullpen. And that will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one called strike 3 right across the knees. Scott just stood there and watched it, and he agreed with it as he walked off. So he goes down looking for out number 1. That is the 4th strikeout recorded there by Weston Hayes. That will bring up the center fielder number 7, Kyler Castillo. First pitch to him was outside and low for ball 1. So the count, 1 ball, no strikes. That check swing there hit to the pitcher, Hayes. Hayes tosses over to first base to Truslow for the second out. So now we have 2 down here in the bottom half of the 5th. That was a 1-3 play for the second out. Brings up the second baseman, number 2, George Speck. Score tied up at 1 apiece. That first pitch is a 70-mile-an-hour breaking ball by Hayes, called strike 1 to George Speck, who is 0 for 2 here tonight. Grounded out to the second baseman. Another breaking ball. That ball hit down the third base line and not going to be able to get to it. As the count goes, no balls, 2 strikes. So 0-2 now the count, and here's Hayes' pitch. That ball hit to the second baseman, Randa. Randa goes to first for out number 3. So a 4-3 put out for the third out. In the bottom half of the 5th inning for the Cheney Diamond Dogs, they scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 5 innings of play, the score tied up at 1 apiece. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsor, MetZone, is the official hand sanitizer of the 86th Annual NBC World Series. MetZone, proud to be the official live stream partner of the NBC World Series, powered by Evergy. As we go to the top half of the 6th inning, you're watching the Hayes, Kansas Larks versus the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs. Score tied up at 1 apiece. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer for this ball game. We hope you're enjoying the telecast. We enjoyed reading your chat, live chat, that is. Love the comments that you guys make. We're going to have a new pitcher now for the Cheney Diamond Dogs. Looks like it's going to be number 31 now coming in to pitch. And we'll take a look and see exactly who that is here in just a second. Looks like it's going to be Colin Sells, a right-handed thrower there for Cheney from Lancaster, Ohio. A 6'4", 200-pounder, sophomore out of University of Ohio. So 31 is Colin Sells. Now coming on, and we'll give you the final numbers on Chandler Arnold. As he ends up going 5 innings. Gives up 5 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 base on balls, had 4 strikeouts, and he faced 20 batters. First man up due is Wyatt Divis, as Colin Sells now pitching for the Dogs. First pitch is 92-mile-an-hour fastball, misses high and outside for ball 1 to Wyatt Divis. Divis is 0 for 1 here tonight. He reached on a base on balls and flew out to the third baseman in the fourth inning. As we're up in the sixth inning now, with the score tied up at 1 apiece. And here's Sell's pitch. That one also misses high as the count goes 3 balls and no strikes. Once again, the winner will be only one of 2 teams left that will be undefeated. And they'll be facing the winner between our next game, the Santa Barbara, California Forsters and the Liberal Kansas BJs. They will not play until Saturday. The loser will play on Friday. That will be game number 19. See if game number 19 is scheduled yet or not. Well, they haven't set yet whether it's 6 o'clock or 8:30, but it will be on Friday, tomorrow. Count is full now. Call strike 3 as Wyatt Divis looks at that fastball at 89 miles an hour, go right across the knees for out number 1. So Colin Sells records his first strikeout of the ball game as we have 1 down here in the top half of the 6th inning. Now batting the third baseman, number 17, Cam Ferson. That ball hit the third base side, and the third baseman, Glenn, not going to be able to get to it as he tried that one-handed, and that was going to be a tough play for him as Fearson was hustling down the line, and Fearson records his second hit of the ball game. So Fearson now has a double and a single back-to-back. He did have 1 strikeout. Runner on at first base with 1 down. That will bring up the first baseman, number 29, Corbin Truslow. And here's Sell's pitch. That one misses for ball 1. That was a fastball at 90 miles an hour. Score tied up here in the top half of the 6th, 1-1. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. And here's the pitch. Fouled off there by Truslow. As the count now will go to 1 ball and 1 strike. In the other ball game that's in Hutchinson, it is the Rose Hill Sluggers 1 and the Express 0. There's a hard hit ball into left field. The left fielder, Scott, is able to move to his left, and they're going to throw down to first base, but not going to be back in time as having to hustle back was Fearson. Got good toss there by Scott. It was just offline of first base towards the home plate side of first. So that gave Fearson plenty of time to get back. But that was a line shot there by Corbin Truslow. As he flew out to the left fielder for out number 2. We'll bring up the left fielder, number 30, Brendan Van Rusigan. Fastball there by Sells, called strike. I believe it was a 92 mile an hour fastball. I saw 90 something, and then all of a sudden it turned to 56. Must have been the throw from the catcher, but I thought I saw 92. Here's Sells' pitch. That one's fouled off. That was a 91 mile an hour fastball. As the count goes 0-2. That one misses inside for ball 1. Foul ball there by Van Rusigan. The count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. I see that the Santa Barbara Forsters are out in center field. Just got into the ballpark. The Liberal Kansas BJs have been here for a while. They're sitting out in the bleachers past left field. Great crowd here tonight at X Stadium as we have 3 Kansas teams competing here tonight. And then, of course, the Santa Barbara, California Forsters. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. And here's Sell's pitch. That one missing a fastball at 90 miles an hour high. That will even up the count now at 2-2. Pearson on at first base with 2 down here in the top half of the 6th inning. And I'm going to have to take a quick break at the conclusion of this half inning here. Need to go get me something to drink here. I'm getting a little raspy. That one fouled off there by Van Brusigan. And the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one hit to the left side. That should be in for a base hit. And Van Brusigan records his 3rd hit of the ball game. That's the 3rd time he has been on base. That will move Pearson over to second base and bring up the right fielder, number 33, Dylan Drylane. Drylane, a left-handed batter. As we do have 2 down here in the top half of the 6th. Score still tied up at 1 apiece. And here's Sell's pitch. That one lifted into left field. Left fielder having to head back. Scott still going back at the warning track and makes the catch for out number 3. Fly out there to left field for the 3rd out. The top half of the 6th inning for the Larks. They score no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. At the end of 5 1/2, the score tied up at 1 apiece, and I'll be right back. All right, we welcome you back to X Stadium here on the campus of Wichita State University for the 86th annual NBC World Series powered by Evergy. As we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning, due up for the Dawgs will be the 3rd baseman, number 9, Jackson Glenn. And Rustin Hayes still out on the mound. That ball lifted to the right-hand side. Right fielder Drylane makes the catch for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 1-1 is the score. That will bring up the first baseman, number 25, Lincoln Andrews. Andrews officially is 0 for 1 here tonight. They struck out and sacrificed. There's a hit batsman there. So Andrews will be moving to first base. And that will bring up the designated hitter, number 44, Davis Sims. Sims is 1 for 2 here tonight as he flew out to the right fielder and then got a base hit in the fourth inning and an RBI as Jackson scored. Was left stranded at third base as in that fourth inning the Dawgs left runners on at first and third. There's a ball thrown back over to first base. Andrews in safely. So Hayes in his sixth inning of work here for the Hayes Larks. And here's his pitch. That one hits Sims in the back. And Sims puts his hands on his hips there as he's trying to shake that one off. Finally takes all his guards off. And he'll be heading to first base. Andrews will be going to second base now. That's the second hit batsman in a row given up by Hayes. And that will bring up the right fielder, number 99, Lenny Ashby. And here comes a coach there for the Hayes Larks. Going to try to talk to Rustin Hayes there just to settle him down just a little bit as he's hit two batsmen now, back to back. There is a little bit of action in the Larks bullpen. Looks like it's number 12 warming up. See who that is there. Drew Burr is now warming up there for Hayes. So we're ready to play ball here as Lenny Ashby is now up. As he is 1 for 1 here tonight. He reached on a walk his first time up. And then got a base hit in the fourth inning. Was left stranded at first base both times on the walk and the base hit. 1 ball, no strike, and that one misses outside for ball 2. So 2-0 now the count to Ashby as we have runners on at first and second with 1 down here in the bottom half of the sixth inning. The score tied up at 1 apiece. And here's the pitch, misses high for ball 3. That one at 70 miles an hour there by Hayes. A little frustrated Hayes is as he kind of makes a motion with his arm there that one misses outside for ball 4. So Ashby walks on 4 pitches. That puts Andrews at third base, Sims at second, and Ashby at first base. And it'll bring up the catcher, number 34, Brett McGee. So we had a fly out, and we are going to have a pinch runner at first base, it looks like. And it's going to be number 15 coming in for Cheney. And that's going to be it for Rusty Hayes. Jace Grady is the pinch runner at first base. Alrighty, we are going to have a pitching change here, so I'll give you the final numbers here for Hayes. Hayes pitched a total of 89 pitches as he went 5 1/3 innings. He had 49 strikes, 40 balls. And now coming in to pitch is Burr. That is Drew Burr, number 12. Drew Burr is a right-handed thrower from Austin, Indiana. He's a 6'1", 180-pounder. Bellarmine University, where he's a freshman. So he will be coming in to pitch now. See if he threw any pitches yet or not here for in the tournament. He did go 1 inning. Gave up 1 base on balls, 1 strikeout. He comes in with a 0.00 ERA. And Hayes ends up 5 1/3 innings, gives up 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 4 base on balls, 4 strikeouts as he faced 24 batters. The first batter that Burr will face will be the catcher, number 34. That is Brett McGee. Once again, Andrews on at third base, as he was hit by a batsman. And then we have Sims at second, also hit by a ball. And then Ashby, who was relieved there with a pinch runner is Grady. He reached on a base on balls. First pitch is called strike 1 now to McGee. No balls, 1 strike now to McGee with bases loaded. 1 down. Score tied up at 1 apiece. And here's Burr's pitch. That one called strike 2. So the count, no balls, 2 strikes now to McGee. Corners are in just a little bit. Middle infield at normal depth as they're playing double play depth. That one misses outside. So the count will go now to 1 ball and 2 strikes. We'd like to welcome Sean Gibson, who says go Larks, from Colorado. And here's Burr's pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss there by McGee. That was a 75-mile-an-hour breaking ball as he got McGee to chase, and McGee was well ahead of that pitch. And now we have 2 down as Burr records his first strikeout. That will bring up the shortstop, number 5, Andrew Stewart. Stewart is 1 for 2 here tonight. There's a hard hit ball to the shortstop, a fly ball there, line drive to the shortstop. Making the catch was Cavanaugh. I believe they changed that, though. We'll have to see exactly who that is. For out number 3. So the bottom half of the 6th inning for the Cheney Diamond Dogs. They scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. At the end of 6 innings of play, the score tied up at 1 apiece. As we go to the top half of the 7th inning, due up for the Hayes Larks will be the second baseman, number 1, Cruz Aranda. Freeman on deck and Jeminian in the hole. And Colin Sells comes in to Do his second inning of work here for the Dawgs. We do have Cruz Aranda now coming up to plate here in the top half of the 7th inning. We hope you're enjoying the telecast. Great ball game here by both Hayes and Cheney. Aranda, second baseman, has struck out twice, so he's 0 for 2 here tonight. And here's Sell's pitch. Swing and a miss there by Aranda as the count goes no balls and 1 strike. The fastball there hits the outside corner at 93 miles an hour. Great pitch there by Sells. So the count is no balls, 2 strikes now to Aranda. Another fastball misses outside, that one at 94 miles an hour. But the count, it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Breaking ball, swing and a miss there by Aranda. A 79 mile an hour breaking ball. Throw down to first base for the out. That will bring up the catcher number 22, Gus Freeman. So Freeman up with 1 down here in the top half of the 7th inning. And here's Sell's pitch, a breaking ball at 78 miles an hour, just misses for ball 1. That one lifted into right field. The right fielder Ashby making the catch for out number 2. We'll bring up the center fielder number 8, Leo Jaminian. Jaminian is 0 for 3 here tonight. And here's Sell's pitch. Fastball at 93 miles an hour, misses outside. Thank you, Jessica, for that information. Says Pearson moves to shortstop. And Palmer Hutchison is now playing third base for Hayes. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Unfortunately, we don't have it right on our point streak, and that's what's throwing me off here. I've not been able to catch a number. This is the times when you wish you had a color commentator, so that way, that's what I put him usually in charge of, is substitutes to make sure we got everybody in the right position. Count is full now at 3-2 as we have 2 down here in the top half of the 7th inning. And here's Sell's pitch. That one lifted over. It might be a play. Nope, just over the fence area behind the backstop there. So count stays full at 3-2 as the catcher there for Cheney, McGee. Went clear to the fence, but was not able to make a play on it. So 3-2 the count to Jaminian. Ball hit to the shortstop, Stewart. Stewart comes in. Great hop by Stewart. A great job there by Stewart as he got it on a short hop. Goes over to Andrews to first base for out number 3. So a 6-3 put out for the third out. Top half the 7th inning for the Larks. They scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 6 1/2, the score tied up at 1 apiece. Take Me Out to the Ball Game now being played by Hall of Famer Michael Dean on his harmonica. Good rendition there by Michael Dean. So we have Palmer Hutchinson now playing at third base. And we thank you very much for that information, Jessica Purdy. And then we had Cam Pearson moved over to shortstop from third. Due up now in the bottom half of the 7th inning, we have the left fielder number 10, Ed Scott. And I'm going to see whether live stream has this that way or not, because I don't think they do. Point streak, I should say. That one lifted to the left-hand side. It's going to fall in for a base hit by Ed Scott. He rounds first base, but not able to get any further as the left fielder there for the Hayes Larks, Ran Bruce again, hustled after that and kept Scott at first base. So a base hit there by Scott as he records his first hit of the game. That will bring up the center fielder number 7, Kyler Castillo. Castillo is 0 for 3 here tonight. As he struck out the first time, there's a bunt laid down the first base side. The pitcher, Burr, picks it up, goes to first, and they have a sacrifice there by Castillo as Ed Scott moves to second base. So a 1-3 put out sacrifice for the first out. And that will bring up the second baseman, number 2, George Speck. As we are here in the bottom half of the 7th inning, the score tied up at 1 apiece. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer. We hope you're enjoying the telecast and the broadcast. And Burr ready to work. That one misses outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. Also missing outside. That was an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. So the count, 2 balls, no strikes now to George Speck, who's looking for his first hit here of the ball game. There is a runner in scoring position now for the Diamond Dogs. That hard hit ball, that's going to be in for a base hit. That's going to be between left center field. That will score a run as Ed Scott now rounds third base and comes in to score. The score now 2-1 in favor of the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs. A base hit there by George Specht right over the second baseman's head, which was, the shortstop's head, I should say. Pearson. And Speck is on with his first hit of the game and an RBI. And that will bring up the third baseman, number 9, Jackson Glenn. First pitch to Glenn is called ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes with the runner on at first base as Speck just recorded his first hit of the game and an RBI. That one, breaking ball missing outside at 77 miles an hour. As the count goes 2 balls, no strikes. We are getting some action now out in the bullpen of Hayes. Have a pitcher or two that's just getting up and stretching. And here's the pitch. That one misses inside for ball 3. So 3-0 now the count. To Jackson Glenn. Glenn struck out his first time, reached on a base on balls in the 4th and scored a run, and then flew out to right field. And that one misses low and outside. And now the pitching coach tells the crew out on the bullpen to speed it up just a little bit as Glenn reaches on a base on balls. That moves George Speck to second base. And coming up will be the first baseman, number 25, Lincoln Andrews. That one is fouled off there by Andrews. Andrews batted .398 for the Newton Rebels, as he was up to bat 123 times, had 49 hits, 24 runs, and he had 35 RBIs. Also was tied for home runs on the team with 7, him and Bonventry. Hard hit ball to the first baseman. First baseman's going to go to second for the force out, and a double play. Great job there by the first baseman. Truslow, as he went to the shortstop, Pearson. Pearson fired back for the double play at first base. So a 3-6 double play, and 1 run will score. As the score now at the end of 7 innings of play, it is the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs 2 and the Hayes, Kansas Larks 1. As we go to the top half of the 8th inning, we'd like to thank MedZone, his official hand sanitizer of the 86 NBC World Series. MedZone, proud to be the official live stream partner of the NBC World Series, powered by Evergy. And as tradition, Sweet Caroline being played here at X Stadium, here the home of this year's 2020 86th Annual NBC World Series, powered by Evergy. The crowd favored here in the top half of the 8th inning. Due up here in the top half of the 8th inning will be the third baseman, number 4, Palmer Hutchinson. And Sells ready to go to work. That first pitch misses inside. That was 89-mile-an-hour fastball. As the count goes, 1 ball, no strikes. Robert Holmes says, "Come on, Larks." Fastball swing and a miss there by Hutchinson. And that will even up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Once again, we are in the top half of the 8th inning here. Score is 2-1 in favor of the Diamond Dogs. Swing and a miss there by Hutchinson, as that was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball in the outside corner. And the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Great breaking ball there, in there right across the knees for strike 3. And Hutchinson goes down looking for the first out. here in the top half of the 8th inning. Hutchinson, or correction, Sells records his second strikeout of the ball game, and that will bring up the designated hitter number 16, Wyatt Divas. Fastball in there at 93 miles an hour. Misses inside for ball one. One down here in the top half of the 8th. 2-1's the score in favor of the Diamond Dogs. That one fouled off by Divas, as the count goes now to 1 ball and 1 strike. That one missing high for ball 2. 2-1 now the count. Another great game coming up at the conclusion of this game. The California Foresters, Santa Barbara California Foresters. They'll be facing the Liberal Kansas BJs. That one missing high for ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike now to Divas. Divas batting from the left side. And Sells ready to go to work. Here's his 3-1 pitch. Fastball misses inside for ball 4. So Divas will be on with the base on balls. That's the second time that he's reached base on a walk. Did that same thing in the first inning, but was left stranded at first. And that will bring up the shortstop, number 17, Cam Pearson. And here's Sells' pitch. That one fouled off by Pearson. As the count goes, no balls, 1 strike. Runner on at first with 1 down. Here in the top half of the 8th. That one hit to the right-hand side. That may, no, the right fielder does charge in and makes the catch. Great job there by the right fielder, Ashby. Action correction, that is Castillo now in right field, number 7. As Grady had came into the ball game, and now he's playing center field. So that will bring up the first baseman, number 29, that Corbin Truslow. Two down now here in top half the 8th. Ball lifted up into the infield. Third baseman Glenn is able to make the catch for out number 3. So the top half of the 8th inning for the Hayes Larks. They score no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. At the end of 7 1/2, the score is the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs 2 and the Hayes, Kansas Larks 1. As we head to the bottom half of the 8th inning, 2 up for the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs will be the designated hitter, number 44, Davis Sims. And it'll be center fielder Grady on deck, and then catcher McGee in the hole. Going to have a new first baseman, it looks like. I believe it's number 26. Yes, it is. Number 26 now coming in to play first base for Hayes. And that will be Garrett McGowan. And Burr ready to go to work here. Designated hitter number 44, Davis Sims, is up here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 2-1's the score. Favor the Cheney Diamond Dogs. There's a fastball. Misses high for ball 2. That was that 90-mile-an-hour fastball by Burr. So 2 balls, no strikes, and here's Burr's pitch. Swing and a miss there by Davis Sims, as the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. And here's the 2-1 pitch. A swing and a miss there by Sims, as that will even up the count now at 2-2. Fastball hit in the outside corner at 91 miles an hour by Burr, and he gets Sims looking for out number 1. That is Sims' second strikeout since he came in the 6th inning. That will bring up the center fielder number 15, Jace Grady. Grady is a switch hitter. His hometown is Austin, Texas, a 5'10", 180-pounder, a freshman out of Dallas Baptist University. As the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike, that one misses high, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. So the count now 2 balls, 1 strike now to Jace Grady. That one inside. Breaking ball at 77 miles an hour. And the count goes 3 balls, 1 strike now to Grady. Due up next is McGee. If we get that far, Stewart in the hole. That one called strike, as Grady was ready to throw his bat and hustle down to first base. So the count will go full now at 3-2. Ball hit to the left-hand side. That's going to be played there by the third baseman. Palmer Hutchinson goes to first for out number 2. So a 5-3 put out for the second out. And it will bring up the catcher number 34, Brett McGee. So 2 down here in the bottom half of the 8th. That first pitch there, a breaking ball there called strike 1 to Brett McGee. McGee is 0 for 3 here tonight. Ball lifted to the third base side. Hutchison getting under it. That's going to be in fair territory as he moves to had gone to the foul line and had to hustle back to his left there to make the catch for out number 3. So fly out to the third baseman for the third out. And that bottom half of the 8th inning for Cheney. They scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 8 innings of play, it's the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs 2 and the Hayes, Kansas Larks 1. And I'll be right back. And we welcome you back to the 86th Annual NBC World Series, powered by Evergy. As we're going to go to the top half of the 9th inning, this is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer for tonight's game. The score is 2-1 in favor of the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs. Due up for the Hayes Larks. Looks like we may, no, it is number 30. That'll be left fielder number 30, Brendan Van Bruce again. He'll be up, followed by Dreiling and Randa in the hole. Colin Sells coming in to do as he came in the 6th inning. So he'll be starting his 4th inning of work here. And here's the first pitch. That one lifted foul as Van Bruce again turned on that pitch. But hit it foul. Had plenty of power behind that. So the count is no balls, 1 strike. Here in the top half of the 9th inning, it's do or die here for, and Van Bruce again gets hit in the left arm there. So he will be on at first base. That will bring up the right fielder, number 33, Dylan Dreiling. And look for Dreiling to lay down a bunt there to try to move Van Bruce again over to scoring position as they are down by 1. Third baseman Glenn does come in. First pitch is, count is no balls and 1 strike now to Dylan Dreiling. Frank Leo giving the signs over at third base. And now Dreiling steps out and is going to go over to talk to Frank Leo. Wanted to make sure he's got the correct play on. So again, we are in the top half of the 9th inning. Runner on at first base with no outs. The count, no balls, 1 strike now to Dreiling. Sells 0-1 pitch now. That one is bunted to the third base. Glenn picks it up, goes to first base. Nobody covering third base. Finally, Sells realizes it, the pitcher, as he hustles over to cover. So a nice sacrifice there by Dreiling. Moves Van Bruce again over to second base. And a 5-3 play for the first out. That will bring up the second baseman. Correction, we are going to have a pinch hitter here. Looks like it's going to be number 18 now coming in to pinch hit. And we'll check that out, see who that is. That is Sean Cooper. Sean Cooper, a left-handed batter from Peoria, Arizona, a 6 foot, 195-pounder. And that's going to be it for Colin Sells. So Sean Cooper now coming in. And we'll get that pitching change here in just a second. I believe they said number 33, Jeff Wilson, now coming in to pitch for Cheney Diamond Dogs. So we'll get both of these guys in the book here. Wilson is a right-handed thrower from Plano, Texas, a 6 foot 4, 230-pounder, senior out of Louisiana Lafayette University. And he has not pitched here in the World Series. So it's seeing his first action here. Cooper is, Sean Cooper, who's coming in to pinch hit, is a left-handed batter. Jeff Wilson is a right-handed pitcher. Trying to get you a score from the other ball game here. All right, score out of looks like the score out of Hutchison. It is the Houston Texas Express 4 and the Rose Hill Kansas Sluggers 3. Bottom half of the 8th inning. So now up the second baseman, number 18, or Sean Cooper is pinch hitting now, I should say. And here's Wilson's first pitch, misses high for ball one. That was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. So the count, 1 ball, no strike now to Cooper. As Van Brusingen is on at second base. That one misses inside. So the count is 2 balls, no strikes with first base open. I'm sure he doesn't want to give him anything good here. And here's Wilson's 2-0 pitch. That one fouled off there by Cooper. As the count goes now to 2 balls, 1 strike now to Sean Cooper, who's pinch hitting here in the top half of the 9th inning. The score 2-1 in favor of the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs, but the Hayes Larks do have a runner in scoring position. Tying run is ball lifted to the left-hand side. And that may be trouble. It does, the left fielder does make the catch there, and he drops the ball. Now they got the runner held up. And now both runners are going to be safe. Cooper went all the way to second base thinking that they were going to get Van Brusingen as they had him in a rundown. And Van Brusingen ran back down towards second base. And about the time that he touched the base, Cooper headed back to first base because nobody was covering first base. And so both runners are now safe. It's going to be an error on the left fielder. Let me check that first. I should wait because that was hit in a place where it might have been a base hit. Base hit. Okay, they did give him a single on that. Thank you. Freeman now the batter. Trying to check on the official score, and he's a couple windows down, and I have the PA announcer plus the scoreboard operator and other people right in my way here where I couldn't see exactly what the official score was giving us. That one is fouled off there by Freeman, so the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, a heads-up play there by Van Brusingen as he headed back to second base. That was the only choice he had. If he kept going to third, he was going to get tagged out. And he made Cooper get off the bag and head back to first base. And Cooper was lucky enough that nobody was covering. There's the ball hit to the shortstop. There's a forced play at third base, and that's going to be out. So a 6-5 put out, and Van Brusingen is out for out number 2. Cooper moves to second base. Freeman reaches on a fielder's choice. And that will bring up the center fielder, number 8, Leo Geminian. Dominion is 0 for 4 here tonight. He's grounded out to the shortstop stop twice, third base once, and flew out to left field. Runners on at first and second with 2 outs. Here's the first pitch. That one almost gets away from the catcher. Great job there by the catcher, McGee, as he was able to make the stop. The count is 1 ball, no strikes. Otherwise, runners would have been 90 feet closer. And here's the pitch by Wilson. That one also misses outside. And a good backhand there by McGee to keep that from going clear back to the netting. 2-0 now the count. Score is 2-1 in favor of the Cheney Diamond Dogs. But the Larks are threatening, and now Wilson steps off as he looks Cooper back at second base, and I think he was a little frustrated there. Wilson was wanting somebody to cover second base there. But the infield is playing at normal depth. They're just trying to get an out. By the way, on that rundown, it was a good job there by not throwing the ball over to first base, because both that were trying to get Cooper that was trying to hit back to first base, and then the fielder that was trying to cover first base. They were both basically had their backs to the third baseman that was going to throw the ball. So it was a good job by him not to throw that ball, or else it could have been an error there, and that definitely would have advanced the runners. So the count goes 2 balls, 1 strike now to Dominion. And here's Wilson's pitch. That one in there for call strike 2, right across the outside, a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. And the count now goes 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. And the score 2-1. And here's Jeff Wilson's 2-2 pitch. There goes the runners. That one is fouled off as Cooper was heading to third base on the pitch. Not so much Freeman. He was only about a third of the way, but Cooper definitely had stolen base on his mind. Count stays at 2 balls, 2 strikes. As he's being held on at second base a little bit. I was going to say he was not being held on. There's a ball hit foul right over our heads. And the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's Wilson's pitch. There goes a runner. Swing and a miss there by Dominion, and that is the ball game. And the final score is the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs 2 and the Hayes, Kansas Larks 1. What a great ball game by both teams here. The final numbers here for the Hayes Larks. They scored 1 run on 8 hits, no errors. And for the Cheney Diamond Dogs, they scored 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors. So the final score is the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs 2 and the Hayes, Kansas Larks 1. With that victory now, that means that Cheney will be one of 2 teams that's undefeated. The next team due up will be the Santa Barbara, California Foresters and the Liberal Kansas BJs. The winner of that game, they'll meet on Saturday evening, and that does move the Hayes Larks to the losers bracket now. They will be playing tomorrow. Not sure yet what time. But they will be playing they'll be playing Friday. Yeah, they don't have a time yet, so we'll just have to post that later. Once again, we congratulate the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs as they move into the winners bracket Hayes does drop down the loser's bracket. Stay tuned for our next game. We hope you enjoyed the telecast. Once again, I'll be back with you to call the Santa Barbara, California Forsters versus the Liberal Kansas BJs, that game coming up. This is Frank Martinez wishing you a good evening. We hope you enjoyed the telecast. We'll see you on the next game. Good night.